2, 3, 4 members, and one writes a judgment, then the second normally, if doesn't disagree, he says, I agree, without writing anything more or maybe some addition of some little reason. With the views of Brother Avasthi, who is the chairman of the Law Commission, who knows where the law is and the subject is that only. So he has practically touched all the subjects, so detailed judgment he has given. Thereafter, my brother Mishra has polished that. I think little bit remains to share with you. And if I say myself, I was surprised why I have been called, because I am a IT challenged person, we say. Because little bit I know about the IT. So I had been involved in various projects in the high courts where I have worked in the information technology. For high courts I was there. But one fact is there, you must have noticed. If you open your newspaper today, any of the newspapers, or your mobile also, daily you get 3, 4, 5 news on AI. So this is how it is invading us. It is trying to change our viewpoint on many things. I'll share a recent 3, 4 days back what happened. On a computer, in my computer, I was just looking for some place to visit. Can you imagine, on my mobile I started on the news, that news app are there. The advertisement for hotels are at that place. There is a link between the computer and my mobile. So what is happening behind? Nobody knows. How your data, how your privacy is being invaded by them. Somebody told me that if you have your mobile phone of a particular band, that is continuously taking pictures without your knowledge. Camera is on. Where that data is going? So this is, I think, a very important subject. And recently 2, 3 news I will share with you. One is that you can generate somebody's autobiography also after he is no more. And very recent news about the audio of our Honorable Prime Minister singing a song. The Government of India has also issued notice to one of the service, I think one of the company, if I name that, where on the software, on the app, the information given about the Prime Minister was totally biased, as has been shared by Brother Avasthi, that the programs are there in US which give you a biased information about something. Because in computer system what we know is, word used is gigo, that garbage in, garbage out. So whatever you will feed in, it will give that value result only to you. And in this case, auto generation is also there because you have further processing and everything. But one thing is there, that this business sort of thing which has started, I think, more a decade or 2 decades back, is generating a lot of wealth for the people. If you have read in the newspaper, the wealth of the corporates involved in all this is multiplying like anything in the last decade only. And why the need for regulation of all this arose? Reason is plain and simple. Because it has come more in public domain now. It was earlier being used at various places for improvement in efficiency. But now it is in public domain, affecting our daily lives. Our right to privacy is being affected, our data is being taken and all that. So that is why it needs to be regulated properly. I read in one newspaper or portal only, to create one of the top, which is most popular AI app, 570 gigabyte of data has been used. 300 billion words. So how from there all this data came? They don't have the population there only, where these all apps have been prepared or the artificial intelligence created. No. We were very happy when this lot of service providers provided us all free. Email free or search engine free, everything was free. We were very happy, everything is free to us. We can email everything. Whatever is there, you can just imagine. But they were collecting our data, our taste, everything was being collected without our knowledge that this will be used someday to basically change our opinion also, or for there are various purposes already have been touched. We were also very happy when in this computer and the mobiles, you got the feature that your face recognition will be good enough. So you said, I'm very secure now, nobody else can now open my phone or the telephone or the computer or your thumbprints, fingerprinting. Data again going there. They may say anything, but I remember I heard an interview of one of the top CEO of the top IT company. He said, yes, we are using that data. Whatever is the safety clause or safety feature or message they are giving. Now one is the data only, because this is a gold mine now. Data is said to be. This is one thing, but good data, yes, may give you good results. But there is problem of poor quality of data also. And there may be some cases which I read where the data is not available on some issue. They are generating data also synthetically. So that may not give you natural results which can be there from the natural your data. And they, in the process of generating AI, they also create some junk also. And probably what I read, there is no solution as on today to segregate that junk from the quality data. So this is what is happening. Yes, there are very good positive uses of AI. It can process huge amount of data, taking very little time. As you know, there are a lot of apps or the programs which will give you immediate answer to your issue and all that, whatever question you use, artificial intelligence is used. But there is need for some responsibility and accountability, as has been said. So, the accountability, I think responsibility first has to be the person who is developing it. Because he is the person who is creating all this. And in that also, one is the person, the human being who are developing it. And the second is the corporate, the company which is floating it. As we have seen in many laws, one of the, I can refer to 138, if the check is bounced, the company you can only fine monetarily. If you fine these corporates any amount, they would be happy to pay, no problem to them, because the amount of money they are minting out of your own data. So it is important is some deterrent effect of imprisonment of the persons who are the CEO or who are the persons who develop all this. Because they are responsible, they are creating some apps with which you can create deep fakes, you can create all these artificial videos and all that. So they need to be more responsible about it. Second is the person who are intermediary, who are hosting all this on their apps and all that you download all this. Why not they be made responsible? Third is the person where you upload everything out of that, preparing these fake videos and all that. Why that also agency should not be made responsible? Why don't they check? Because once they can create a lot of information, videos, audios on the using these apps and then uploading. There has to be some AI also to check whether it is artificial or natural, whether it needs to be uploaded or not. If all of them are made responsible with strict liability, not of the corporate, only the persons involved also, I think it is very difficult to check all this. Yes, we have been making good use of it. A lot of areas are there, many of them have been touched. And in government also, I think huge amount of money has been checked from going to drains or corruption in government schemes and in the tax evasion also. This is being used. That is a good area where you use it. But the problem is when it enters your private lives. The issues about Hollywood and all that has been checked. There are various areas, need not say that. It can affect also, I think, in many areas. And in some cases, I think different countries, I'll just share a few of them. In Australia, probably Facebook was fined $20 million for collecting and using the data without their consent. In Canada also, somebody generated a child porn and he was sentenced. ChatGPT banned in Italy. France also they say no personal data use. So there are various examples, I think, in which, so why not have the AI to use for checking what is bad in AI. So as we say, कि लोहे को लोहा काटेगा. So this is where we need to work. And then only we can achieve something. Now one thing touched by Brother Avasthi was regarding the biasness. He said in America there is, in the court system, they found that there was biasness in the decision-making process by the AI. So this is what is required to be checked before any software, any app is put in public domain after its development. Its biasness, its ethical human behavior, element of fairness, that audit has to be there before it is allowed to be put in public domain, especially in a country, because we can always ban all these apps or the programs to be used in our country. Ultimately, the data is to be used from our companies only, the service providers, the mobile companies, whatever is there. They can always block all this. You all know that the poll sites are blocked when the Supreme Court intervened. Probably, maybe very few, still may be available, but those sites are not available in India now. So consent of the country is required and should be made compulsory, I think, for availability of all these apps in our country. And if you know, I think ChatGPT, no, the WhatsApp or the Signal, these are banned in China, North Korea, Syria, Qatar and UAE. You can't use all these apps there, not available. Now see the growth of all this going on. Since 2019, word over, 24% cumulative annual growth in this AI. And by this year, last year, the investment was $83 billion. If you see our country, the annual growth rate is 25%. And by 27, it will be $17 billion industry. Just see the growth. And one figure suggested that overall in our country, 4,20,000 people are working in AI only. And if you take these figures, along with the Indians working in the foreign countries, because we all know how much Indians are working in the IT sector in the foreign countries, probably India may be on the top only, the Indians basically. So this is how we are working, but still not on the top of it. One thing is said generally that with AI, a lot of jobs may be reduced. Yes, in some sectors these may be, but I think in our country, probably more jobs are being created in AI. And also, the jobs may not be lost because we are already short of staff, probably in all establishments. It is only the efficiency which may increase if we have ethical use of AI. There is no clear law as on date available on AI in our country. Though there are laws in many countries, I think we can take some benefit of their experience also, because in European Commission, Artificial Intelligence Act was framed, that is said to be very good, comprehensive. We can always take benefit of all this, because it was framed with a balancing act and involving a lot of people who are involved in this. US law is not said to be that good. China also has the law. It also says that there has to be algorithm provisions to regulate content management, tagging, transparency, data protection and fair practices. China also says that. And it also says that administrative measures for generative artificial intelligence, which requires AI products developed in China to undergo a safety assessment before being released to the public. So that has to be there in our country also. There are a lot of laws in Singapore, UAE, South Korea, Australia, number of them. So this is what is required to be done before it is allowed. Yes, in some cases the government has used section 69A of the IT Act to block some contents on the websites which is there, because it gives power to the government in the interest of sovereignty, defense, security of state, relations with foreign countries, public order and all that. So some contents, yes, is barred. Regarding the reports of Niti Aayog, already said these are the work in progress. 2-3 reports have been given, very good on that. And there is a proposal given by the Telecom Regulatory Authority of India for Constitution of Artificial Intelligence and Data Authority of India. That also is, idea is to regulate everything so that ethics, national policy on data governance is there in that. But the problem which we see in our country in some areas is that we all work in silos, independently standalone buildings type. Not collective effort. We need to collect all the energies, all the resources. Maybe the ministry, maybe the Niti Aayog, maybe this authority is being created, and then thereafter do something collectively and involve the people also in that civil society as you normally call, because they know the real effect where it is there. The reach of this all, we know how much mobiles are used in our country, how much mobile connections we have, and the level of literacy also, who can make out whether it is real or fake. If we see in the court system, brother has touched something, I'll just tell you. A lot of cases are there, many of you may know, we use the AI for scanning of all the Supreme Court judgments and then taking out metadata from that to be uploaded on the website. Probably many students are there. They may not be even knowing about the ESCR portal available, because they all know about ChatGPT and all that, because that is very helpful. But I have been to few law colleges, but the students in the law colleges also do not make use of it. This is a portal where all the Supreme Court and High Court judgments are available free of charge, searchable engine, very good searchable engine. But not being used, we all go to the private players only. Just see, because Supreme Court judgments old was scanned and thereafter uploaded. About 36,000 judgments were translated also from English to Hindi, because many people do not understand English. Now we have the speech-to-text software also using AI. And with that we can also give dictation in different languages. That is the problematic area, because we don't get the stenographers now in various fields. Now you must be seeing in the Constitution Bench hearings, whatever arguments are being addressed, you all read on that on the screen. So with the AI, all the arguments in the end can be summed up, and thereafter a brief note can be prepared out of it. This is how we can use it. I remember when I had joined the profession, at that time, there was a 5 judges bench hearing a case. That was the anti-defection law at that time. It had come in 1986 or something. So what happened, the judges, the stenographer was there in the court, we could see, we used to hear that case, arguments in that case, because top lawyer of the countries were appearing at Chandigarh in that case. And when, warning bell is there, so I'll just conclude. So now with because practically the dictation kind of all the arguments are being taken so that nothing is missed. It was an important case. Now this all is possible with AI. And maybe tomorrow you may get some, instead of written arguments, the oral arguments also in the audio of the lawyer, and then summing up with AI. So similar kind of things can be there. There are a lot of other uses. 313 statements are there, sometimes very long in a judgment. You need to put everything to the accused. Those can be summed up. There are many areas, I think, where we cannot do it. All what I can say while concluding is, now yesterday only there was a news regarding some AI pin coming in. So mobile phone will go, you will not have anything, screen on your hand only. So this is the new technology. And our own AI module, you must have heard the name, Hanuman is the name, probably being launched. So that is a good, because we believe in Atam Nirbhar Bharat. This is the slogan. So why not have our own? If you see, the top IT companies are headed by the Indians only. So that means the talent is here only. Some have gone out, majority are here only. So why not we can use all this talent and prepare our own apps, own software for this, and show the path to the world for ethical use or responsible use of AI. I think in this also we will succeed. Probably towards in July or something, there is some conference kept by the ministry to go into all these aspects. In these few words, I am thankful to the organizers for giving me the opportunity to study these technical subjects.